Shivangi and Snow kept talking and playing together for a long time. Sometimes Snow would excitedly run around, and sometimes Shivangi would laugh at his antics. After many days, a natural and genuine smile was visible on her face. After a while, Shivangi said with a smile, "We have to go now. We need to get ready. There's a celebration today, right?" Hearing this, Snow immediately nodded and excitedly said, "We'll meet again, friend. Goodbye." Saying this, he ran outside. As he left, he also promised to meet again. Shivangi stood there for a moment, watching him go. A light and peaceful smile was on her face. Then, she too returned to the palace. As soon as she reached her chamber, the maidens immediately took her to the bathing area and began to bathe her with great care. Then they took care of her with various fragrant oils and rare herbs. A delightful fragrance filled the entire bathing area. The princess did not particularly enjoy all this, but according to royal tradition, she had to go through it. Many times she thought to herself what the need for such long and complicated rules was. After bathing, a special perfume was applied to her, the scent of which lasted a long time. When she came out, she saw a beautiful dress laid out, the same dress she had chosen for her birthday. As promised by the designer, this dress was astonishingly beautiful, not too heavy nor uncomfortable. Just by looking at it, it was clear that it had been made with great effort and attention to detail. Shivangi looked at the dress with a satisfied gaze, and the maidens helped her put it on. Now she was seated in front of the mirror. One maid was adorning her with jewelry, another was styling her hair, a third was painting her nails, and a fourth was doing her makeup. They were all experts in their respective tasks and were preparing the princess with great care. In no time, they had completely ready Shivangi. After everything was done, when everyone looked at the princess, they were left speechless. Today, the princess looked no less than a celestial nymph. Shivangi wore a blue and white dress, adorned with tiny red diamonds. When the light fell on those diamonds, they sparkled beautifully. This dress matched perfectly with her hair and eyes, enhancing her beauty even more. Her long hair was left open, but styled so beautifully that it did not scatter everywhere. Around her neck was a sparkling necklace. On her feet were beautifully handcrafted shoes. In her eyes was deep kohl, and on her lips was a light pink hue. Today she truly seemed like a fairy. Shivangi looked at herself in the mirror and smiled with satisfaction. Just then, Neela and Nani also arrived there. As soon as they saw the princess, their eyes sparkled with joy. They immediately performed the evil eye ritual and presented her with gifts while wishing her a happy birthday. Shivangi smiled and accepted the gifts, placing them beside her bed, saying, "When we return, we will open these first." Hearing this, everyone present laughed. Shivangi also smiled lightly. On the other hand, the king was also ready. He had donned his magnificent royal attire. Coincidentally, the color of his attire matched Shivangi's dress. As if even without any planning, both were connected to each other. The king kept looking towards the door repeatedly. As always, he expected Shivangi to enter the party with him this time too. But, recalling their previous conversation, he was doubtful whether Shivangi would come with him this time or not. An unknown anxiety stirred within him. He did not want his daughter to drift further away from him. Yadavji gently said, "Your Majesty, if the princess does not come herself, you can go to her, right?" Hearing this, the king nodded slightly. A faint glimmer of hope returned to his eyes. Then he set out to meet Shivangi at her palace. In the palace. When the king reached Shivangi's palace, the maidens and servants respectfully bowed to him. The servants immediately informed Shivangi of the king's arrival. The king was seated in the lower hall, but his attention was not elsewhere. His gaze kept going back to the stairs. Just then, his eyes fell on the stairs, where his beloved princess was slowly descending. Her walk was calm and regal. Her dress shimmered softly in the light. Her open hair beautifully cascaded over her shoulders. As soon as the king saw her, a stir arose in his heart. For a moment, it felt as if his breath had stopped. He felt as if Goddess Saraswati herself was descending the stairs towards him. Suddenly, old memories began to float in his mind. He remembered the smile of Goddess Saraswati, her gait and her presence. The king gazed at his daughter, silently thinking, "You truly are the image of Saraswati. Exactly. The princess came down and respectfully bowed before the king. The king signaled her to come closer. Shivangi slowly approached him. The king was looking at her intently, as if many thoughts were swirling in his mind. As if countless words, long suppressed, were eager to come out today. But he could not express them in words. In his eyes, affection, regret, and belonging, all three were visible together. For a few moments, he looked at his daughter without saying anything. Then he took out a locket from his pocket. This locket was not ordinary. It had two beautiful gems embedded in it, one red and one blue. Both gems were so beautifully intertwined, as if they were completing each other, as if they were incomplete when separate and became whole when together. The locket was small in size, but its beauty was extraordinarily unique. It had fine carvings on its surface, and as soon as light fell on it, it sparkled beautifully. The king extended the locket towards Shivangi and said, "This is your first birthday gift." Shivangi looked at the locket carefully. Then, respectfully accepting it, she said, "Thank you, Your Majesty. We will surely keep it safe." A slight smile appeared on the king's face. He immediately said, "No need to keep it. Wear it now." Hearing this, Shivangi began to look at him. For a moment, surprise appeared in her eyes. But she did not protest. She quietly tried to wear the locket, but because of her long and styled hair, she was unable to wear it properly. Neela stepped forward to help her. But before she could, the king quickly said, "We will help." And without waiting for Shivangi's response, he placed the locket around her neck with his own hands. His fingers carefully moved her hair aside, as if they were handling something extremely precious. At that moment, a slight smile appeared on the faces of some people standing in the hall. Because they had seen this side of the king after many years. Seeing the locket shining around Shivangi's neck, the king was extremely pleased. A clear sense of satisfaction was visible in his eyes. He affectionately said, "Happy birthday." Shivangi bowed her head with a slight smile and softly said, "Thank you, Your Majesty." For a moment, a strange peace settled between them, a peace in which there were no words, but many emotions. Just then, Yadavji came from behind and respectfully said, "Excuse me, Your Majesty, but it is time to go to the party now. All the guests have arrived and are waiting for both of you." Hearing this, Shivangi casually said, "All right, we will come with Neela and Nani." But the king immediately said, "You will not go with them. You will enter the party with us." His voice held both an order and affection. Hearing this, some people present were also taken aback. Without any further protest, the king took Shivangi's hand and began to lead her away. Shivangi kept staring at the king's hand. For years, she had imagined this touch. For years, she had longed for her father's affection. For years, she had yearned for this one moment. Seeing this changed demeanor of his, she was astonished. But this was exactly what she had been waiting for all those years. That is why she was so scared. This was what she had felt restless for years. This was what she had spent countless nights alone for. But now, when all this was coming to her, just then she had to go far away from all of it. Thinking this, her eyes became moist. Her heart began to feel heavy, as if fate was playing a cruel game with her. But she quickly hid her emotions. She took a deep breath, composed her face, and then moved forward with the king. Both were walking together, but storms were raging in both their hearts. On one side was a father who wanted to reclaim his lost daughter, and on the other side was a daughter who was receiving everything she had always wished for. But perhaps too late, and perhaps for too short a time. Would Shivangi still decide to distance herself from the king? Was there a deeper conspiracy hidden behind this changed relationship? Was this just a beginning, or was something bigger about to happen in the future? To know, read the next chapter,